Alrighty. So, I know y'all did not expect for me to come on this late. Okay, so I just want to go ahead and talk because there's been talks about Kevin Samuel passing away. So, first and foremost, I would like to give my condolences to Kevin Samuel and his family. May he rest in peace. It's sad what happened to him. So there's been multiple stories. They done said that he done had cancer. He done died from high blood pressure or a heart attack, and others say that he had overdose from cocaine and fentanyl. I don't know which one is true. All right, but I want to say my condolences go out to the family of Kevin Samuels. It's sad what happened to the man. It really is, and you know, although I wasn't a fan of his, um, I really wasn't. I don't think what happened should be looked at as being disrespected as a way to make fun of his death or whatnot, because it ain't right. But I will criticize the things that he done talked about in his videos that I will give critique on, but I would not criticize his death. Now, I will say this. There are those people who actually believe that black women are celebrating his death. And I didn't really see that personally. I didn't see too many black women celebrating his death. What I did see is that a lot of them don't really care that he's dead. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They don't care too much to hear about him passing away because of how he come hard on black women. And what I see is from their point of view, they feel like he represents gender bias. So they felt like he was being gender biased towards women than he was with men. So, um, with that being said, that's why a lot of black women feel the way they do. It's like when they heard his death, they was like, well, oh well, whatever. Now there's some women that do sympathize, and some women did pay their condolences, but there's some women that said, oh well, it's whatever. So yeah, but Kevin Samuel was gender biased. He was very gender biased towards women. Um, and I seen it for myself. I seen his videos, and I stand on my position. What I said on Facebook, a lot of his stuff was BS to me. It was BS and it was laughable. It was very laughable. It was funny. Now, some of the stuff that he said, it made sense. Some of it made sense. But at the end of the day, when you tell people to rate themselves on a scale of 1 through 10 and 7 cannot be the average number, that's a problem. And then on top of that, he made a statement about women that are over the age of 35. They would not, and they don't have a relationship or a single. They will be unhappy, and they will be useless or be leftovers. Like, when you say things like that, how do you expect somebody to feel? Now, people try to make comparison, and the guys that make the comparison, they can't even talk. They sit up there make comparison about music, like Snoop Dogg and all these rappers out here that's saying stuff like that. Okay, but Snoop Dogg and them are entertainers for one, and two, not everybody listens to rap music. Okay, and three, some of you niggas can't talk because some of you niggas think just like them damn rappers be thinking. Okay, so some of you niggas can't even make that argument. Mm. But it's just so funny. It's like so many black men that I see, the way that y'all moan for Kevin Samuel, it's quite funny to me. Y'all act like he done saved the black community or something. No, the hell he didn't. He ain't save the black community. What did he do? He ain't save no black community. He ain't save nobody. All this man did was give his opinion, and he would harshly come down on women. He was very biased towards women. So how the hell did he save the black community? Because at the end of the day, the black community is still at the condition that it's in. He didn't go into detail explaining why we are in this condition. What brought about the attitude amongst black men and black women? What brought about the dichotomy? He didn't go into the origin of things. All he did was give harsh criticism towards black women. And there's nothing wrong with criticizing, but when you become biased as hell, then that's where a problem come in. So when you start to be more biased towards one gender and not the other gender, then that's the problem. Okay? Nobody's saying that there should be no accountability, because there should be accountability, but it should be on both sides, not just against one gender. Okay? And it's so many of them that are gender biased. He's not the only one. Tommy Sotomayor is gender biased. Cynthia G is gender biased. What's that girl named Nia Say? She gender biased. So it's so many of them out there that's gender biased as hell. And I'm just calling it what it is. And I have right to my point of view about Kevin Samuel. Now, no way in the world am I saying that this man deserved to die, because his death was it sounded like it was pretty tragic. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he did any physical harm to anybody, but just look at it like this. If you're going around here telling black women that they're not valuable based on your rate, or if you saying that they going to die alone and be left over and all of that, which is not necessarily true, that's a fallacy. He was given a lot of fallacy. It wasn't always true. And then you talk about the high value this and high value that. That to me, that's very condescending. That's a condescending way of being, because it's like, okay, where's your high value based off of? What perception are you based on when you talk about being high value? Are you basing it off of finances? Are you basing it off of cultural value, moral values? What are you basing it off of? Exactly what are you basing it off of? And it's funny that you nigga that jump on the bandwagon, he was talking about y'all the same way too. A lot of y'all don't represent the so-called high value man that he was talking about. A lot of y'all don't. Okay? So at the end of the day, it's not about somebody being bitter and they so hateful. Like I said, I didn't see a lot of black women saying that they happy that Kevin Samuel is dead. I think a lot of black women just don't care that he's dead. That's just what it is. A lot of them just don't care. And they're saying like, oh, he's dead. Oh, okay. Whatever. A lot of them just don't care. And it's like a lot of you men are so mad that a lot of women are not showing enough remorse for Kevin Samuel. And it's so funny to me. It's so funny. A lot of y'all are not showing that. Y'all are so upset that a lot of women are not showing remorse about this man. They don't have to. They don't have to show that much remorse. Now, they shouldn't go around, if they are doing it, if they are praising his death, they shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be going around here talking about, oh, I'm glad this man is dead. Let's go pop some champagne, woo-de-woo-de-woo. They shouldn't be doing it. But at the same time, they don't have to necessarily show remorse. They don't. And the way that y'all moan about this man seems like y'all just lack father figure. A lot of y'all didn't have father figures in the household to show y'all something, to show you what the value of manhood is. If you think he's the only man that's saying this, there's plenty of men that's more qualified than him. That's way more qualified than he was. There's a lot more men that's saying a lot of things that he's talking about, or they're saying they can go into further detail than what he's saying. Y'all just like the fact that this man can dog women out. That's what y'all like. Y'all love to see that because it entertains y'all. Let's be real. A lot of y'all like the fact that when the women get on his platform, he dogging them out. Y'all love that shit. Y'all was so entertained. Y'all was pleased by that. That's what y'all love. It wasn't about the criticism. It wasn't about being able to give accountability to women. It's about the fact that y'all love the fact that this man was very dogmatic towards women. And tell them that they're not average. They're not this. They're not that. And they're left over and they for the streets and all that stuff. That's what y'all love. That's what y'all love the most about him. It wasn't the fact that he was giving accountability. Y'all love the fact that this man was goddamn antagonizing women. That's what y'all love. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100%. So stop with that shenanigan about, oh, well, he was being real. He was being 100%. He wasn't telling the truth all the way, because a lot of the stuff that he was saying was very fallacious as hell. It was very fallacious and it was very laughable. And then somebody tried to make the comparison on my Facebook page that he was doing the same thing that Shahrazad Ali was doing. Okay, a lot of her stuff was BS too. A lot of her stuff was laughable to me. Now, some of the stuff she was telling the truth on, some of the stuff she was speaking facts on, but the rest of it was bullshit. So just like a lot of stuff that Kevin Samuel was saying was bullshit, because he didn't get into the origin of things. He didn't break it down. He didn't really explain into detail. Okay? He didn't give about proper solution. All he did was give a bunch of antagonism to women. And women felt like he was being gender biased. And I see where they coming from. I've seen his videos. And when I first looked at his videos, I looked at it and I just started laughing. I laughed in my head. I said, wow. I said, y'all really taking advice from this nigga right here. And then he turned around and said some stuff about, what did he say? He said something about men. I understand the feeling. I get it that you want to be with other men. I get it. So to me, that let me know that, oh, he's dealing with some issue about his sexuality. Oh, so this the same man that tried to demoralize and criticize women, but listen to what he's saying. So at the end of the day, it's not the fact that, oh, he's just telling the truth. Y'all just like the fact that he's dogging women out. That every woman that get on his platform, he come at them and he antagonize them. And y'all like that. Y'all find entertainment and pleasure out of that. Let's be realistic. Okay? Because in order to give accountability, you got to go to the root cause of the problem. That's what you do. You got to pull back the layers, pull back the layers, and pull back the layers. That's how you do it. Anybody can get on there and talk shit and dog people out. They ain't nothing. Anybody can do that. But to really give better analysis is to pull back the layers. And that's what he did not do. He did not pull back the layers. Someone said he was pushing women away from men agenda. That's all he did. It was bringing people like Kevin Samuel, was bringing more dichotomy amongst men and women, instead of bringing practical solution that is going to better enhance both genders, so both genders could better understand each other and respect each other more. He didn't do that. He didn't do that at all. He was bringing dichotomy. It was like men versus women, women versus men. It's already bad enough that you see the problem that's going on in the community. So when you got somebody like him, Thomas Sotomayor, Cynthia G, and all the rest of them that's creating dichotomy amongst men and women, it creates more problem. And send up there dogging women out and tell them to rate themselves between 1 and 10, and saying 7 is not the number they can use, etc. It's not giving them accountability. I'm sorry. Tell them that they are leftovers is not giving them accountability. It's not. So if you think so, that means that y'all lacking father figures. Y'all lacking father figures. And or maybe your daddy wasn't shit. I said it. Maybe your daddy wasn't shit. Maybe your daddy wasn't shit. And y'all look to Kevin Samuel, ask him to be an answer. Man, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to close out. Somebody said that Kevin Samuel was greater than Martin Luther King. Somebody literally said that Kevin Samuel was greater than Martin Luther King. Now, you know something wrong with these Negroes out here when they say some shit like that. What? He's greater than Martin Luther King? How? Oh, I'll do you another one. He is like the prophet for the black community. No, the fuck he wasn't. He wasn't no prophet for the black community. Cut it out. Cut this shit out. You know, and y'all give into that dichotomy mentality and y'all don't realize that's what he was doing. He was basically creating dichotomy. I'm sorry. You gotta call it like you see it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was giving his opinion. That's all he was giving was just his opinion. Everything wasn't factual. Everything that man was saying was not factual. Maybe some of it, but most of it was a bunch of bullshit, and it was very fallacious, and it was his opinion. And I thought it was laughable. It was funny as hell. It was funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? It's very funny. And that's just me. That's just the way I see it. Now, I know y'all gonna get mad and y'all gonna feel some kind of way. You're entitled to. It is what it is. I stand on that position. I really stand on that position. But again, rest in peace to the man. I'm sorry to hear that he has transitioned. It's sad that he's gone, but his channel was a bunch of bullshit rhetoric. It was a bunch of bullshit rhetoric. That was his channel, was centered around a bunch of bullshit rhetoric and a bunch of antagonism on women. And it showed that he was gender biased. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And then there were certain men he said the same thing to. Some men, not all of them, but for the most part, he was doing it towards women. He was doing it towards women more than he was doing it with men. So, but again, may he rest in peace. May the ancestor be with him. May the ancestor guide him. May his family find closure. Um, and that's that. So I'm sorry to hear that he passed away. So with that being said, y'all take it easy on yourself. Please be safe. And this is late night tip. So peace and power, elevation be to all of you. This your girl, and I'm logging off saying deuces. And make sure you subscribe and like my channel, share my channel, hit the notification bell, etc. And I will continue to keep you guys posted on various information. So see, with conversation like this, and before I close out, I want to say this. I try to stay away from conversation like this because I know that it creates problem. But I had to speak on this because I just wanted to put my thoughts out there, which I am entitled to. Okay. I know that this kind of stuff creates problem. This is why I try to stay away from these conversations. When it comes to gender wars, I try to stay away from that shit. But I just figured that it would be best for me to speak on it. But go ahead, put your comments in the comment section, and y'all take it easy, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace. All right.